Hey guys, RPR. It's Tuesday, June 10th, 2014, and it is a official red alert, full-blown alert. And for those of you who know me and who are familiar with my channel, you know that I don't use that word lightly. Okay, I don't use the word alert. I don't like to use it. I don't like to fearmonger. I don't like to say anything unless it's absolutely necessary and true. And this is without a doubt 100% true. We are under attack. America is under attack. Make no mistake about it. Um, a nationwide coordinated attack on the American people and the people of this world has begun. It is my belief that the Santa Barbara shooting hoax, the recent Santa Barbara shooting hoax, was a kickoff for the next phase, the final stage of a massive, coordinated, simultaneous gun control staged shooting operation nationwide that includes the strategy of inundating the public, overwhelming the public consciousness with shooting after shooting after shooting, that to essentially force the public to beg for gun control. That's what this is all about, and it has begun. Make no mistake. We are under attack, and we need to be on alert. This is a red alert. This is serious. From this point forward, every other day, if not every day, we are going to continue to see staged shootings. The mainstream media is going to continuously report everywhere and anywhere, and it's not going to stop. And they are not going to stop until they achieve their goal. This is what's happening right now. And if you guys don't believe me, well, right on cue, as I speak, as I report this morning, again, another staged shooting. Yes, staged. I'm not even going to look into it. I just have to read the headline to know that it's staged. In Oregon, high school, 2 dead, 1 high school student dead, and the perp committed suicide. We are under attack. They are in the final stages of this huge gun control agenda. It is a massive, massive coordinated attack on the American people and the people of the world. So link in the description for all of the recent shootings that have already been exposed by many good people. Of course, Team Wake 'em Up, Free Radio Revolution, doing amazing work as always. These shootings are 100% proven hoax, staged, drills, etc. The Las Vegas shooting, where's the footage? Where is the footage? Of course we don't have any footage. Do you guys expect anything less? We never get any legitimate evidence proving that any of these shootings are real, ever. Just like Sandy Hook, all we get is terrible crisis acting, terrible scripts, and a complicit media, mainstream media, who is owned by the 6 corporations. Okay, they're owned by the elite and by the government. The mainstream media, its sole purpose is to brainwash the public, to manipulate the public, to deceive the public. That is their sole purpose. And under the 2012 NDAA, they are allowed, it is legal for them to lie to the American people and to execute PSYOPs, which is psychological operations or propaganda against the American people, against their own people. Yes, it's in the bill. Links in the description for everything I have just stated. Alright, for you guys to all do your research. If you're not familiar with this, it's time to get up to speed. No excuses. The links will all be in the description for you guys. This is all true. The mainstream media is allowed to lie, and they're working hand in hand with the government and the elite controlling the government and the media in perpetrating these staged shootings and these fake shootings. Make no mistake, we are under attack. And you guys need to spread the message. This is what's going on. None of these shootings are real. Everything you see on the mainstream media as far as shootings go are 100% fake. The design of the media is to depict a false reality. It's not the real world. Sure, there are shootings all the time, but guess what? We are not hearing about them. What we are seeing right now on the mainstream media, on the TV mainstream media networks, are all staged shootings. So again, under the NDAA, Not only are they allowed to use psychological warfare against the American people, psychological operations, and propaganda, but of course, this has been well established that they could take anyone and label them as a terrorist and take you away and throw you away in a dungeon with no due process. This is why the big controversy over NDAA since 2012 when it was signed by Obama on New Year's Eve. So in addition to all of that, now attaching the gun control mental health agenda to that, now you can label anyone as a terrorist and as mentally ill. And anyone can fall under this. You know, if you love the Constitution, you're a terrorist. If you're a libertarian, you're a terrorist. If you have alternative views on 9/11, you are a terrorist. And now, with the mental health gun control agenda, you are mentally ill if you have alternative views on 9/11. You know, it now basically, if you think for yourself, if you have any view that's different from the mainstream narrative, you can be labeled mentally ill. This is what we've come to, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we are at. And it's absolutely dangerous. And it's scary. And that's why we have to do whatever in our power to put a stop to this right now. And we can. With this current bill that is being introduced right now in light of all these shootings, and that's what all these shootings are about, is this AB 1014 bill, which allows anyone to take your gun rights away. Your neighbor. It's basically a neighbor snitching bill, which anyone could report you for, I don't know, talking about 9/11 or anything, and then they can label you mentally ill and have your right to bear arms stripped away. Link in the description. You can make your voice heard and fight this.
This is exactly the way they wanted it. You get the accumulation of the fake shootings with the so-called crazy person. Now it gives them the right to pass gun control legislation with mental health attached. So what they do with the mental health attached is they can say, well, anybody who we deem mentally ill should not own guns. Just like in this video, link in the description box, Victim Wants database to prevent conspiracy theorists from owning guns. But don't just think, oh, it's conspiracy theorists. It could be anybody they deem crazy.
Okay, let's be clear. The specific language of the bill says any person. They don't have to be a family member. They don't have to be someone close to you. They don't even have to know you. Anybody can request a gun violence restraining order against you, and you lose your Second Amendment rights.
There are those out there listening right now who would wholeheartedly agree with your position, and there are others who would say, you're coming for my guns and I'm a law-abiding citizen, and this kind of legislation would give someone who may have a different incentive, let's say, something retributive, to report me falsely to the police. Thereby they'd get my guns and I'd have to prove my innocence. What would you say to those people?
Well, we tried to balance both public safety and speed and the need to have a process that moves quickly with due process.
So let's say your neighbor doesn't like you very much. Maybe you're a little too conservative for his taste. And you and he have a disagreement over that. He can actually petition the court saying that you're a threat and you lose your Second Amendment rights. Actually, in this case, you lose both your First and your Second Amendment rights. Don't think so? Read the bill. All that's needed is a written or oral statement by the filer that you're a threat. For example, this guy likes guns, I feel threatened. Case closed, you lose your gun rights. But wait, there's more. AB 1014 also authorizes authorities to get a firearms seizure warrant, which allows law enforcement to search you and your property to confiscate your legally owned firearms. Now remember, you haven't even been before a judge yet. Some guy complained, a judge gave him a restraining order, well, because he doesn't want to be the guy who said no and someone got shot. And now you've lost your First Amendment right to free speech, your Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms, but you've also lost your Fourth Amendment right against unreasonable search and seizure. Then and only then do you get your day in court. You have to hire an attorney, which you know isn't cheap, and prove that you're not a threat. Because as far as the court is concerned in this case, you are guilty until proven innocent.
To have a hearing where the person in question who is being said of is mentally unstable and should not possess weapons that individual could come before the court and profess that they are in good state of mind.
In this respect, they take your gun away, or they take your right to own a gun away until you go to the judicial authority and prove your case.
Folks, these politicians couldn't care less about your rights. So it's time that you started caring and actually took action. Go to demandrights.org, that's demandrights.org, and send a message to every member who'll be voting on this bill telling them to vote no on AB 1014. Now, I told you at the beginning of this video I'm not an alarmist, but I gotta tell you, they really are coming after your guns, and AB 1014 will give them all the authority they need to take them.